It doesn't tell me where to stow this half a duck I have remaining.
Copy, Bush, we're checking. Station Houston on 2 for Butch, and what to do with that tube. Let me know when you're ready to copy.
Go ahead.
Yes, we'd like you to grab a spare 1.0 CTV and report the serial number of it, and then stick the tube in there and stow the new CTV next to the BPA hardware CTV. You can reference line item 5 if you need to.
You want me to put this single hose in a 1.0 CTV? It seems like that we don't need to do that either. We're gonna push back, but
We're talking it.
when it was before, it was just in PMM in one of the locker locations, one of those ZSRs. And it was just in the volume there. Maybe it was in like a 6.0 CTV or something. Anyway, it was just in a volume of something. Let me go to PMM. We'll go into overhead 2. I'll find a good spot for it. Tell you where I put it.
Yep, that sounds perfect. You beat me to it. Just let us know, and sounds good to us.
Houston, I put the hose in PMM overhead 2, C2, Charlie 2.
Copy, PMM overhead 2, Charlie 2. Thank you much. station, Houston on 2 for Nick and Cygnus question.
Salut, bienvenue pour un nouveau décollage sur Space Ravageau. Aujourd'hui, on est là pour pour la mission NS-29, une mission de la New Shepard. Voilà, donc cette fusée-là. C'est une fusée touristique qui amène des astronautes, enfin pas des astronautes, qui amène des civils. Dans l'espace et puis les fait revenir. Il n'y a qu'un seul et unique étage. Enfin non, il y a 2 étages. Il y a le premier étage et puis il y a la capsule. Comme vous avez...
Houston Station on 2, ISO.
Comme vous avez...
Hey Nick, with you on 2. Is this the Cygnus follow-up?
Comme vous avez pu le voir,
Go ahead and give me what you got. I got another question for you.
le lancement a été
Alright.
reporté à,
So we
à
think
quelques minutes.
the item
Vu
you
que
called
de
down,
toute
what you're
façon, la
looking
dernière
at
fois qu'il y a
is
eu ce décollage,
actually line item
le live a été reporté, il a été annulé.
decimal 01,
Je vais faire un truc.
serial number 1034. This is a Cygnus standoff bag that we think looks similar. If that is what you're looking at, it is not trash and will be unpacked later. But if we completely are wrong, let us know.
Okay, let me go double check that and I'll report back to you. Make sure that we're all on the same sheet.
Copy that.
My question for you is on line 225.
Okay, 225, go ahead.
I think the final location there has a typo in it in the what's listed in StowTrack. I think it should be port 3 underscore 21. They should be just stacked left to right next to each other, items 224 and 225. I think that makes it consistent with the constraint image. I just wanted to double check with you guys.
Copy, we're checking it.
À T-5 minutes, je recommencerai à parler parce que moi j'ai
All right, Nick,
rien
good
à dire.
catch. That is a typo. ISO
Pour l'instant,
confirms
je vais vous
those
laisser
items
avec ce
should be next
live
to each other.
et avec une musique de fond.
And then if I look at the constraint image, it's got the tank foam 13 and 11 and then a JSB. The way this is stacked in there and wedged underneath some single storage lockers that are on the starboard side, those tank foams are actually in the center and right-hand locations there, so the 2 and 3 locations. I recommend not loading a JSB into that 1-1 location until you get the LSR trash, the Ford.
Yeah, great question, Joel. So let's take a step back and imagine you're standing there with a bucket of water in your hand, and you start to spin that bucket of water around in a circle. Now that water, as you can imagine, will stay pressed against the bottom of the bucket because of the outward force created by you spinning. That force is called the centrifugal force. When the crew capsule spins, now let's imagine the crew capsule's that bucket, and we spin that capsule up, everything inside will push outwards towards the walls of the spacecraft.
And that, of course, brings up lunar gravity.
Yeah, exactly. So lunar gravity is 1/6 that of Earth's gravity. It's a lot less. Now the capsule's spin speed has to be exact to get this just right. The faster it spins, the stronger the force. So the amount of spin is matched to the weaker pull of the gravity on the moon. Now, this isn't real gravity, but it feels like gravity because of the force of the spin. Today we're going to be spinning at 11 rotations per minute. We normally...
That's just way more reachable for us and suited to these scaled-down experiments compared with, say, going all the way to the moon, which would typically take several days of spaceflight.
I know, right? It's so important here that the range of experiments that we're able to run is incredible. Imagine what it takes to go back to the moon now to stay, right? Now, what kinds of technologies?
I'm going to cut in right there.
Yeah,
I hear that the go pull is happening now, so let's listen in. All right, I think it was a little hard to hear there, but it sounds like we are good for terminal count, which is exciting. So the team is preparing to head into terminal count. That's the auto sequence is coming up here shortly. So, yeah, I mean, Alice, continue talking about this, the lunar experiments that we're doing on board and how we're, I mean, you were saying about like the way that we're doing these experiments is great because it's so scaled down and a lot more achievable on New Shepard than it is for us to just go to the moon.
Yeah, absolutely. We're watching the clock here, T-minus 6 minutes, but let's dive into those technologies that it's going to take to get back to the moon. Specifically, we're talking about things like in situ resource utilization, or ISRU, dust mitigation, advanced habitation systems, sensors and instrumentation, small spacecraft technologies, as well as entry, descent, and landing technologies. Now, that's quite a full range of lunar testing that we're able to do today.
Yeah, it's amazing. The simulating the moon's gravity up till now was only possible for a few seconds with centrifuges or parabolic flights. So between that and actually going to the moon sits New Shepard, kind of filling that sweet spot in the middle, showing that these technologies can be tested at a lower cost with immediate results in over minutes of data collected, not just a few seconds.
Yeah, with this new capability, NASA can now expose their payloads to lunar gravity for a longer duration, like you said, Joel, about 2 minutes today, and they can test much larger payload sizes. On top of all that, allows research to get their test results today, the same day, in just a few hours right after the capsule lands. So yeah, New Shepard is not just a launch vehicle, it's essential for making testing of technology possible for these teams.
Awesome.
Voilà.
So with that, Alice,
Pour le décollage NS29.
so as we approach this terminal count moment here, why don't you take us through the flight profile?
Yeah, here's the flight profile. The show starts at T0 in just about 4 minutes, with the VE3 engine propelling New Shepard off the launch pad in West Texas. We head to space, passing max Q, and about 2.5 minutes we experience MECO, or main engine cutoff. At that point, the capsule separates from the booster, and it will continue its parabolic flight past the Kármán line and experiencing lunar G during that spin. Well, payloads in the capsule conduct their experiments, the booster descends faster due to its shape, it deploys air brakes, and the BE-3 engine relights for an autonomous landing on the pad. Meanwhile, the capsule starts re-entry at about 3.5 minutes after separation. Parachutes will deploy for a smooth landing, and once on the ground, the capsule is greeted by ground crew and the eagerly awaiting payload customers a while the booster is getting ready for its next flight.
Every New Shepard flight has the same profile, but every now and then, as you said, we do a little variation, and today, as that fact, we're giving the crew capsule that extra special lunar twist.
D'ailleurs, je pense qu'ils comptent faire ça aussi, les fusées.
All right, with that, we are at T-minus 3 minutes, 15 seconds. We're very close to liftoff. So let's throw it to the rocket there as we await those final bit checks that we'll see all those actuating surfaces being finally tested as we approach the moment of liftoff.
Reste 2 minutes 50 secondes.
All right, welcome back. This is the NS-29 mission for New Shepard, the 29th for the program and the 14th payload flight for New Shepard. Very exciting. We are in auto sequence right now as the vehicle is basically taking over command of itself, so it's becoming autonomous now.
Yeah, and you can see right there from this view, that bridge retracting from the capsule. Always a great sign that we're really close to launch.
Alors c'est par là qu'on accède.
Let's stand by and watch these beautiful views from West Texas.
La New Shepard est maintenant prête pour le décollage. Enfin, je crois. Tout à l'heure, ils n'arrêtaient pas de gueuler ready to go, ready to go. Il reste 1 minute 30, à peu près, non, 1 minute 25.
And there are the aft fin checks. You can see those moving back and forth.
Mais à 1
You do
minute
that right
15
before
du décollage, on a les flaps. Enfin, ce sont des sortes de flaps. On a les sortes de flaps qui commencent à faire leur test, savoir si ça fonctionne bien. Ce sont des flaps aérodynamiques permettant de bien contrôler leur chute. Il y a ça aussi sur la nouvelle. Il reste 1 minute.
With a keen eye, you might be able to see that engine nozzle gimbaling down there at the bottom.
Yep, I see it.
Can't tell from this far, but
On est prêt pour le décollage.
all right, we're also keeping an eye on the pressures and temperatures in those propellant tanks. Both need to stay in that green zone, that go zone. All right, we're at T-minus 30 seconds and counting.
Les moteurs sont prêts, les autres sont prêts. Le décollage est prêt.
All right, Alice, well, here we go.
Le moteur
It's time to hand it off to mission control now and launch this
à
rocket.
s'allumer. Il reste 15 secondes. 10,
9,
1,
8, 7,
6,
5,
5, 4,
3,
3, 2,
2,
1. Allumage. Décollage.
New Shepard has cleared the tower.
You'll
note the altitude and speed graphics that are appearing on the lower side of your screen there. They are tracking both vehicles together, specifically the crew capsule. Once we hit that moment of separation, it'll continue to track the crew capsule speed. Now, the atmosphere, of course, is getting thinner and thinner as we approach space.
10,000 feet.
BE-3 at the moment is approaching 100% power level.
Là, nous avons les vues.
Next up is the max speed. This is the moment where the aerodynamic stress of the vehicle is on its maximum. As we do that, the BE-3 engine is going to throttle back just a little bit as we pierce through the atmosphere.
Petit à petit, il s'éloigne.
past max Q. At this point, BP3 is back to 100% of its power. It's accelerating faster and faster as it reaches up through the thinner, higher upper atmosphere. The payloads are experiencing about 3 Gs on flight at this moment in time. About a minute, 45 seconds to boost so far. Now the velocity meter, as you can see, is not correct. We're going much faster than 25 miles per hour, so ignore that. Trust your eyes as you watch that vehicle fly. These onboard views are very helpful to see. As you can see, the Earth descending away from the camera there. All right, we've hit MECO. Main engine cut off. Shortly here we'll see separation. All right, that's the 0G indicator there means that we have reached separation from the two vehicles. Now the crew capsule and the booster are now coasting to their apogees simultaneously. And you can see that clean separation now between those two vehicles. Very,
la capsule
very
qui
clean.
s'échappe.
That's a good, clean view.
Alors la capsule,
The capsule at this point will begin its spin up.
La capsule, elle va
So the
continuer
payloads inside to
à dériver dans
experience
l'espace juste
Not
avant.
0 G today, but lunar G.
It's a little hard to see from this camera view, but can't wait to see those results.
Et le booster, lui, va revenir sur Terre.
Now the booster has begun its descent. You can see that booster is making, there's a lot of separation there between the capsule, the top picture, and the booster down below. The data that you're seeing now is needs to be refreshed on the screen, so apologies for that, but the booster is going to land about 2 miles north of the launch pad down in West Texas, right back at the launch site.
And I'm hearing that the crew capsule is at full lunar G roll, so it has reached full lunar G. Those payloads experiencing that, conducting their experiments, doing all the science that they've waited months and years for in some cases.
That's right. Yes, we've been looking forward to this flight for a very long time.
Désolé, il y a un gros con à côté de moi.
Now you notice the last time we tried to do this launch, there was a
Booster
cloud cover.
altitude.
Today there's no clouds, so there are long-range cameras that are able to
3000
clearly
mètres.
see the view all the way up to
3000
space
pieds, pardon.
and track both vehicles together. And you can see that booster is descending. Now it's at this point in time, it's
Il y a 18
re-encountering the
mètres
atmosphere, and it'll begin using its steering fins to be able to guide it autonomously all the way back to the launch pad, or not the launch pad, but the landing pad, which is very, very much
Et on aura
nearby,
la rentrée,
about 2 miles north
la
of the launch
rentrée du
pad.
booster avec les fins. Les fins, ce sont les flaps, ce sont les flaps qu'il y a sur les boosters. Après, on peut voir des nuages.
At this point, the capsule has also reached its apogee, and it is still spinning, but it will begin to
Rebuckle, je sais pas ce que c'est, mais
slow
d'accord.
down as it stops spinning as we re-enter the atmosphere here.
J'ai un problème avec le lecteur là qui veut pas s'enlever. Ah voilà. Là on voit le booster qui revient
It's a very
avec
clean,
la
long,
capsule est juste en haut. Je sais pas ce qu'on voit.
range camera on the ground in West Texas. Now we're tracking the vehicles now. This camera
Là,
here
on a
is
des-
looking
là,
at
on
the
a des
booster
vues
as it's
IMAX.
descending. You can see
Des vues super du booster qui a apparemment
You can
dépassé
see
la vitesse du son après
those
ce
wedge
que
fins
voit.
have deployed off of the top of the ring fin, and so it's able to steer its way back. And shortly here, we should see booster relight.
Donc, bientôt on aura le rallumage du booster. Attention.
All right, here's a nice
Là, on peut voir la
side-by-side
capsule
to see
de ce côté qui est en train
the
de
crew capsule on the left
revenir. Là,
side
on a le
and
booster
the
qui
booster on the right
s'apprête à
side of your
se
screen
à
as
se
they're
rallumer.
both descending. The booster is winning that race to the ground. It's nearing the ground right now. Those air brakes have deployed, which is really cutting the booster's velocity
Les aérofreins ont été déployés
down.
pour pouvoir
Again, ignore the stats that you see on the screen. Those are not accurate today.
On a entendu le double bang supersonique et
All right,
l'allumage
there's
des
engine
moteurs.
relight.
Et là, on a le booster qui se pose. Bravo Blue Origins.
And touchdown.
Touchdown.
All right.
Qui veut dire,
Love to see that. A clean
comment ça
booster
s'appelle déjà?
touchdown.
C'est pas grave.
And then here's the crew capsule.
Là, on a
Yep,
la
we got
capsule
eyes on the
de
capsule.
l'équipage qui est en train de revenir.
As you've
Grâce à sa
noticed,
forme
it's stopped its spinning.
anti-aérodynamique,
maneuver.
elle revient moins
You feel
vite.
it's inside. We're
Moins
re-entering
vite
the
que
atmosphere. We've experienced up to 5 Gs on descent.
booster.
We're awaiting parachute deployment. Let's take a look.
Et on aura les drop chutes. Là, on aura les drop chutes qui s'activeront. Et voilà, on a les
There's
parachutes.
the drogue deployment.
Les drogues, en fait, les drogues chutes, ce sont des sortes de mini parachutes qui viennent avant les vrais parachutes. Je sais pas trop à quoi ça sert, mais bon. Et là, on a les vrais parachutes.
And there you see the main parachutes being pulled out by those
Les parachutes
drogues.
principales qui viennent de s'ouvrir.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. We love to see it. Now, if you've got a keen eye, you might note
Ah, il y a l'un des parachutes qui ne veut pas
parachutes have a
bien
slightly
s'ouvrir,
new
c'est pas
design.
grave, au moins on a les deux autres qui fonctionnent
And you can
super.
see one of those is lagging on its inflation, but that's all right. We've designed the system to have backups to the backups. This system can safely land with fewer than 3 parachutes. So we're going to continue following this as it approaches
Et à présent, à
the
1000
West
pieds,
Texas desert, and it looks to me like the stats that you're seeing on the screen are accurate there for the capsule descent. That's the correct expected descent speed for the capsule after the parachutes have deployed. Right about 16 miles an hour. You can see this is a shot from one of our drones. You're seeing the little bit of a helicopter, the blade of the drone there.
et on a la capsule.
Yeah, now as we descend under parachutes, now they are essential for providing a gentle touchdown of our capsule, but like Joel said, we've got
200
many
pieds.
backup systems. One of the nominal systems we use for touchdown is our retro thrust
Et il reste
system.
moins de 100 pieds,
That might kick up a little bit of dust here.
il
Let's
reste
take a
moins de
look.
50 pieds.
And
Il
that
reste moins de
third
10 pieds.
chute looks like it has now
Et-
inflated, which is great.
Touchdown!
And touchdown. All right.
Beautiful touchdown of the capsule today on our 29th mission here. Incredible to see. Now our capsule recovery team is currently driving out in a convoy. They're going to meet the capsule. They're going to safe the vehicle and open the hatch and extract some of the payloads today.
On a le sable qui se
Well, that was a
forme.
great day watching this new vehicle fly to space and back. Not new vehicle, but this new combination of our payloads capsule along with our newest booster. And let's not forget, we want to see millions of people living and working in space in the future. And so New Shepard is also, even though we were watching a great payload flight happen today in front of our eyes, New Shepard's also designed to take astronauts to space. And so if you would like to purchase a seat on a future ride to space, just visit blueorigin.com and click the Fly to Space button. Your own journey to visit the Kármán line may be closer than you think.
Yeah, and if you'd like to join our team and help us build a road to space, we've got hundreds of positions open across all of our manufacturing facilities, from coast to coast, Florida, Alabama, West Texas, Washington. Just visit us at blueorigin.com/careers.
And there's more. If you liked what you saw today, we have some great gear available, including a very cool mission patch. There it is in the middle there. This one's a cool one. It features a crescent moon at the top, which it represents the lunar gravity that we're simulating on today's flight, and that 2 minutes of lunar G spin. It's got a few hexagons in the background there. Of course, those represent our partners at the Honeybee team. And the crew capsule there is using its RCS system to spin up that lunar gravity.
Yeah, and maybe my favorite feature of this patch, and really any patch, I've never seen a patch like this, the street art style, is our way to show off the modular vehicle liveries that we flew today between the booster and the capsule.
Very creative. Well, hey, my name is Joel Eby, and for me and for Alice Watts here, for the whole team at Blue Origin, thank you all for joining us today. Until our next launch, Gradatum Ferociter.
Have you ever dreamed of going to space? Gazing back on Earth through some of the largest windows that's ever flown in space? We certainly have. A once-in-a-lifetime journey is closer than you think. It's your time to join the new generation of astronauts.
Alors, il faut juste de la pub pour qu'on prenne un vol de la New
To book
Shepard.
your flight, visit blueorigin.com and click Fly to Space. Tell us as much as you can about yourself. We welcome you to the final frontier.
Bon bah c'est terminé. Terminé, j'ai dit. Bon bah merci d'avoir regardé. C'était le décollage NS9 New Shepard 29. Bon merci d'avoir regardé. Voilà.